Hey guys, it's Cal from the Lighting Doctor here. I'm going to talk to you guys today about path lighting and a bunch of different ways of how to light your pathways. Thanks to FX Luminaire again, who shot another great video that's going to talk about all kinds of different path lighting techniques and show you a bunch of different fixtures and ways that you can do that. And we're going to talk a little bit more about path lighting and how to go and find the most durable and long lasting and some of the best path lights that are out there. So I hope you guys enjoy this video, and as always, if you have questions, do email me at cal@lightingdoctor.ca and we're happy to answer those for you. Thanks for watching.
Wow, we're at a great day here.
Yeah, it's so nice today.
All right, so John, tell me a little bit about this pathway and how you decided to light it.
Yeah, so here we have the traditional path lighting.
Okay.
We're alternating from side to side. We're evenly spaced out between each path light, and we're spaced about 8 feet between each path light.
And why 8 feet on this path light?
We chose 8 feet to we want an even light throughout the walk.
Okay. Now, did the height of the riser for the path lights affect the distance in which you spaced it?
It did. So we used a 12-inch riser on these path lights. If we were to use the 18-inch, we could probably space out the path lights a little more, as it's going to put out a little more light.
And what do you think that spacing would be? 10 feet, 12 feet?
I think 12 feet for the 18-inch riser would be perfect.
Okay, I definitely agree. That was a good call to bring them a little bit closer. This sidewalk is a little bit inconsistent with the rock and the media intermixed with the sidewalk, so it's definitely a good call to keep it on the safe side for this situation. Oh, I love the colors here. This is great.
Yeah, it looks really good.
So John, tell me about how you designed these stairs here.
Well, the main staircase from the house to the pool are these stairs.
Okay.
So they're very important to be illuminated. We used two different approaches. The first way we did was with the traditional path light.
Okay, yeah.
The traditional path lights are great. They put off light not only on your steps, but you're going to get the plant material below the path light.
Yeah.
The second way is my personal favorite, is we use the PB wall wash light. And what we're doing with this light is we're putting light on the boulder as well as the plant material and getting a residual light back towards the path light.
That is my favorite way to light up not only pathways but stairs as well. So I'm really glad to see that you did that. This is a great path.
Yeah, we thought so too when we first started the design here. And so our challenge here was to continue to light this path, but since on the rest of the site we hadn't really used path lights, we needed to find alternative ways of lighting this path.
Yeah.
So we hung up a few pendant lights from some of these trees, and then we have some down lights as well to kind of glow this path here.
Yeah, that's great. I love how the uplights next to the trees are really provide a lot of residual light that really light up the pathway anyway.
Yeah, and it definitely does do that. Nice little ambient glow coming off of these trees in here.
Yeah, and I love how path lights are probably the second most popular fixture that people use. But we don't always have to use path lights. Using the pendants as you did, some directional down lights. I think I see a JB up here in the top. Those are great ways to light up the pathway itself without even having to use path lights.
Yeah, and it's great that we had those options to go to, because it was a challenge to find a way to light this path without the path lights.
Yeah, it looks great. I love it. All right, let's see what else you have.
Okay. Different approach with some of the pathways and driveway lighting here. We'll see a better example of it right over here.
Okay.
As we kind of walk through this entrance to this path here, we use these NLs, just kind of highlight this entrance.
Oh, that's nice. Like you could really highlight the entire post, as well as it probably gives you a really clean transition of light here at the center.
Yeah, you get nice little pool of light, makes this kind of an inviting pathway to come down.
Perfect. What else do you have over here?
So you can see we did focus in on the driveway using those posts. So we staggered these posts and used the DE downlights all along this area. Gives nice little wash effect across the driveway here.
Well, yeah, it's a very wide driveway, and a typical directional path light would not come near the length of that. So I think it's a great application to use a DE downlight. It'll get you a very wide spread, and it'll be able to wash the entire pathway. So I think that's a great application.
Yeah, and at night it looks fantastic with the stagger, and we're really happy with the way it turned out.
Nice, nice.
And then here also we have these boxwood globes. We wanted to do something a little different, just to mix up the effect a little bit. So we put some PBs for a nice soft wash behind on this nice green wall, and then kind of silhouette actually each of these globes, and that way we get kind of a different effect. So we can kind of combine a few different effects here and not just always, you know, uplight everything. And kind of gives a nice silhouette of these round globes.
That's nice. How many PBs did you put along here, or how did you know how far to space them?
Yeah, so we kind of toyed back and forth what we were supposed to do on that, but we ended up doing every other because there's a fair amount of them here. And we didn't want to kind of blow the homeowner away with too many lights. Just give them an example of that effect, that silhouetting effect.
Yeah, those PBs do a great job because they're very widespread. So I could see that being a great application there. So Mark, tell me a little bit about this site.
So again, we're in another site here in my town, and it's a property that's very quaint and personable, and we need to look and see what FX features really would enhance this property.
Okay, and so what did you choose?
We chose PMs.
Yeah.
For the most part, obviously we're using it for a path light.
Okay.
But the best part about this light is it's bleeding over into the landscape beds and highlighting the plants, and even over into a decking space that we have over here too.
PM is a unique application for lighting paths because typically on a path light we don't want to see the source of the light, we just want to see the effect of the light, right?
Correct.
But in this case we're actually making the bollard itself as a marker light as well.
Yep.
So we see the source. But my favorite part about that source, it's very diffused, it has a solid acrylic lens, and so it allows the light to bleed into a variety of different areas. So Mark, tell me about the controllability of these fixtures.
All these fixtures on this side are all ZDC.
Okay.
So maximum amount of creativity for the homeowner.
Yeah. So with the ZDC capability, do you find that the homeowner's changing the colors a lot?
I do. For example, they don't put Christmas lights up anymore.
Okay.
They're able to do it by just changing the colors of the ZDCs.
Great. You know, my favorite part about the ZDC is not only that you can change the colors for special events like Christmas or special holidays or events that we're celebrating, but the fact that you can always go back to white makes the ZDC capabilities complementary to any landscape.
Very much so.
So Chris, tell me what you have here.
What we've got here is we're standing in the lawn area. It's a kind of a play area, gathering spot in the evenings for families and kids. Transitions into a annual bed with the flowers being changed out several times throughout the year. And then we've got a fountain there behind us as well.
Okay, so why did you use path lights in this area?
We chose path lights for two reasons. We wanted to create a barrier at night to separate this area from the planting and the fountains so that parents could see their kids if they started to run this way.
Yeah.
We also wanted to illuminate. They pay a lot of money to get these flowers put in several times throughout the year. So we wanted to go ahead and make sure that those were illuminated as well.
Now I noticed with the path lights you used a higher riser. Why so?
We chose the 18s over the standard 12 because we wanted to get more light output, throw further into the bed and throw further out onto the grass here. It's more of a safety feature, going up higher, getting more light out here because it is a public place.
Okay. And with the higher riser and the wider throw, how often were you able to space them?
We went about 10 feet here. General recommendation, whatever your linear length is, divide that by your number of fixtures and just make sure that there's an even pattern of light.
Okay. Perfect.
Well, Ryan, this final area here, we're trying to get some light over to the gates, just to kind of make people aware of the entranceway into the pool.
Yeah.
We had a couple choices here. We could have used some path lights, but we decided to go with the FC ground wash. This is unique. It's low profile. It's not going to get kicked or bumped, broken. With path lights, you got a lot of kids and families coming through here with pool toys. Path lights we thought would get destroyed and knocked over.
Well, what I like about the fixture is it's very unobtrusive. It's out of the way. Most people wouldn't even see that it's there during the day, and the light source is really hidden at night.
That's true. They don't see it during the day, but at night it does a really nice cast of light right across this hardscape. But this worked perfect for the application.
Let's recap some pathlight fundamentals. Traditionally, pathways are designed with pathlights. Stagger the placement of each fixture for a classic look, or align them evenly for a more modern look. Since pathlights are usually installed to enhance nighttime safety for pedestrians, spacing should be consistent along the entire path. When you have a tree or structure above the pathway, use downlights to bring a natural light to the area without drawing attention to the fixtures. If you have a high traffic area and you can't use downlights or pathlights, FX Luminaire also has in-grade lights and wall lights that wash the path. FX Luminaire has many traditional and contemporary fixtures to help you better match those fixtures to your landscape.
Guys, I hope you enjoyed that and learned a whole bunch of different ways how you can light your pathways. I do want to talk a little bit about our favorite path light if you are going to choose to use a path light as opposed to some of the other cool ways that you can light those areas. I want to talk about the FX Luminaire PL path light and explain why we like this so much and why we use it in most of our do-it-yourself kits. The reason being is because the quality and the durability of this light is by far some of the strongest that we've seen. Many path lights have a very weak stem, and within a couple years, I see it all the time because we get called out to repair these, they get knocked over and banged up really good, and they're just no good to you anymore. So I mean, outside of keeping them off the grass areas, making sure you're putting them in low traffic areas is one way to maintain them, but the other way is make sure you're just getting a really good one. And I have a video where my daughter beats the heck out of one of these with a golf club and cannot break this. These are probably some of the most durable stems out there that we've found, and that's why we love these path lights. The other thing I like about these, same as with our uplighting fixtures, what we like to do is get the really good quality light and retrofit it with an LED bulb, just because it does give us a few more options if we want to put in a brighter bulb down the road, or if, say, in 15 years our LED lights stop working, instead of having to go replace a whole fixture, if it has an integrated board built in, we can just go and replace the bulb. So there's advantages to both. Cost-wise, retrofitting with an LED is often a good option. Part of the reason we like these ones is, so you can see here the casing around where the bulb goes in, and the rubber seal which keep the elements out. Make sure that whatever path light you're using, it totally keeps out the elements, because if you have a path light that is exposed to rain, water, wind, dust, all that kind of stuff, that socket is going to die out that much quicker, and you're going to end up with just a broken, useless path light. And that's typically what you'll find on big box store shelves, is just a path light that does not have a good seal around it to keep out the elements, and within a couple years it's no good anymore. Not to mention it's usually got a very weak stem that's going to break easily, as well as the ground stakes that come with them in the big box stores usually are very cheap and flimsy, don't do a very good job of holding up the light. Whereas another reason we like this path light is it comes with a solid 8-inch ground stake that you can pound into the ground with a rubber mallet, like we talk about in all our videos, to give it a lot of extra stability. If you want to firm it up even a little bit more, a good thing to do is actually, once you dig the hole, put a little quick dry cement, the powder, just around that fixture, and give it a little bit of water, and then that'll secure that fixture right in there. Also, these lights come with a 10-foot lead wire. Again, it just gives us more options and flexibility, the ability to move those lights around without having to rewire or make new splices, which just help our lights to perform longer and better for the life of your system. So that's why we love the PL path light from FX Luminaire. You can find in all our do-it-yourself kits, as well as on our website as a separate light. We do have a bunch of other options, but just to give you a better idea, that's why we choose this light, and that's why we love it. Go check out our website as well as fxl.com if you want to learn more about FX Luminaire's quality lights. And as always, email me your comments and your questions to cal@lightingdoctor.ca. Now I'm going to show you how to quickly and easily install low voltage landscape lighting. So once you've selected your lights and you know where you want to put them, I go around and place my lights using a rubber mallet and hammering the ground stakes in to give them extra stability and make them nice and sturdy. And then I go and screw in each of my fixtures at each of those ground stakes. The next step, once I have all my lights placed, is going around and running my wire just above ground at each fixture, making sure to leave extra wire in case I need to make any changes down the road. Once you've laid out your wire, the next step is wiring your light simply by cutting into the loops, stripping approximately an inch off each end of the wire, and grabbing your waterproof gel-filled connectors. In this case, we're using a connector called a BVS2, and there will be 2 connections at every light fixture, with 1 wire going in, 1 wire going out, and then your wire from your fixture. Using a good gel-filled waterproof connector that snaps tight will ensure that you have a long-lasting connection that won't deteriorate over time and keep your lights working as they should be. Once you've got all your lights wired, the next step is wiring them back to the transformer. So in order to size your transformer, you need to add up the wattage of all the lights on your project. If you have a total of 10 lights at 5 watts each, that's 50 watts. A general rule of thumb is you want to size your transformer approximately 20% larger. So if you have 10 lights at 5 watts, that's 50 watts. 20% larger would be 60 watts or higher. Here's an example of a Kichler 60 watt transformer with a photocell that operates the lights with dawn and dusk, as well as a simple timer to turn those off and give you a little extra control if need be. Finally, you want to go and wire all your lights into your transformer. Each transformer should have 2 taps on it, if not more, that you can simply wire your 2 ends of the wire into, and then mount your transformer either on a 4x4 post or close to the building next to the GFCI receptacle so that you can plug in your lights, turn them on, and go around and test all your lights now and make sure they're working. If you want to upgrade your transformer to a Wi-Fi transformer, an easy way to do that is with the Weon outdoor Wi-Fi switch, simply by plugging your transformer into it and operating it with a simple app. And the last step is burying your wire with a flat shovel, create a small trench, push your wire down 6 to 8 inches, stomp it clean, and you're done. Now I'll show you what you're going to find inside our premium do-it-yourself landscape lighting kits. So in each kit, you're going to find 12 of the FX Luminaire uplights, each with a LED drop-in bulb rated over 30,000 hours, 10-foot lead wire, rubber seal around the light to keep out the elements, 6-inch ground stake for maximum durability, and very simple and easy to use adjustments to get that light exactly where you want it. You're also going to find 8 of the FX Luminaire 12-inch path lights, again each with a 10-foot lead wire, rubber seal around the top to keep out the elements, 8-inch ground stake for even more added stability. Each light comes with a T3 LED drop-in bulb, again rated at over 30,000 hours, and a 5-year warranty on these lights also. Inside every kit, you're also going to find all the tools you need to power and connect your system. This is your 120 watt Kichler transformer that comes complete with photocell and easy to use timer, which controls up to 20 lights on this system. We've also thrown in at no charge a Weon outdoor Wi-Fi timer that your transformer can be plugged into to make it Wi-Fi, which is compatible with Amazon Alexa. You're going to find over 60 waterproof professional connections and 500 feet of 12-2 low voltage direct burial wire. Be sure to visit us at lightingdoctor.ca to check out all our professional quality do-it-yourself landscape lighting kits and get more information about adding landscape lighting to your home and garden.